doctor who did my work was Dr. Horowitz at MIA Aesthetics in Brooklyn, New York. And this whole thing, like I constantly say, has just been a lot. I don't really feel like his bedside manner was nothing like what I've experienced with Dr. Chang, who did my lipo in Newark, Delaware. I just feel like Dr. Horowitz's personality is just very nonchalant. Just don't give me that this whole situation is a concern, like, you know what I mean, or very accommodating. You know, like I said, all the back and forth, all the, just not once was there anything talked about with any compensation or just any gratitude, any remorse for the situation. You know what I mean? I feel like I've got a lot of comfort from his nurses. Like, they are amazing. Like, the nurse there named Denise was amazing. If I could just take her home, like, every time I would break down in these moments, like, the nurses would just be like, I know it's hard for you in a moment when you're dealing with this situation, but it is like at the end of the tunnel, whether it was like them allowing me to cry, them holding my hands, just being comfort. And that's exactly why it's so good to have women in these situations. You know what I mean? To just, like, a woman just knows. A woman knows what's needed before it's needed. Before it's even asked. So, but like I said, it's just like, I just didn't really get a lot of really like wholesome bedside manner. I just felt like I was just another number, just another dollar sign for them. And that was just it. You know what I mean? So, but I just like all of it. I had chose him based off of his work. I really loved his work and how he made his incisions, how he didn't just make the incision straight across. He kind of, contoured it to like the panty line so that it'd be very discreet when your underwear is on and everything else. So, but like I said, since this whole experience, I just don't get a lot of remorse from him or a lot of comfort during these times. It's just like, it is what it is. These things happen, or that's just what I feel. And even like, it was a point where my cousin was starting to speak up and was communicating with him. Like, he would greet her, hi, this and that, and be more detailed and thorough with her. But I'm the patient. And he's very short with me. I've always been nice and pleasant with him during a situation when he's the one who should be feeling the wrath of everything that I've been feeling. But it's like everybody else been getting it. But for some reason, I just don't even be knowing what to say to boy for real. Like, seriously. I'll be like, hi, doctor. I'm just letting you know I'm this and that. Yeah. Okay. But like, if I even post the messages with how he talks to her versus how he talks to me, trip me all the way out. First of all, you're giving her more detailed about my procedure, although it's like I gave her his number. That's beside the point. You giving her more detailed about what's going on with me, as if she's the patient or as if she's my caregiver, and she was neither. But it's like, I guess whatever energy he got from her, she shook him up a little bit. I don't know what the situation was, but that should have just triggered you to say, you know what, let me communicate better with the patient. So, and it's like, if you want to be real, that's against HIPAA for real. Not once did she say, I'm her doctor, I'm anything, but you steady releasing all my information to her. Got it. So, yeah, like I said, the whole thing was just a mess. And it's like, dang, I'm thinking I'm doing my due diligence by doing my research. I never really see nothing, I haven't come across anything that was bad, but it's like it's the first time for everything. And I guess I was that person. So yeah, I felt like I needed to speak up, because it's like I said, constantly coming back and forth. The whole, just lack of concern, lack of communication with me, with others, yeah, but not with me. But every woman that I have encountered, with their practice in between time, have been amazing. But as far as him in general, I'm like, I was just another dollar, and I didn't feel like I was a concern whatsoever. So once my surgery was done with the second surgery. So once you realize once he realized what I was even going through, me having to get the second procedure to get all of that stuff removed. Not once did he check on me. That week you had my number. You know what I mean? You had my number, and I just feel like if you pride yourself on your name, your business, your customer service, but maybe he prides himself on his name and his business, but not the customer service aspect of things. Because not once did he reach out to check on me after the situation. How's everything going? How you feeling? Any of those things. But maybe he feels like that's what I got the nurses for. But again, like I said, the bedside manner, just where was it? Like, you're not the only doctor that's busy, or it don't take but 2 seconds for you to just reach out and check on your patient when all the person has endured and what they've been going through this whole process. If anything, you would want to be buttering that person up for the sake of your name, or just to be a caring person. So yeah. So I'm just now bending over for the first time. I was just about to change my gauze and stuff. So regardless if I had a little swelling or not, that's understandable. It's the beginning stages, you're going to have some swelling. But the fact that I still have all of this bulge and hang, but I paid you $6,200 or whatever the case may be for a tummy tuck, because at the end of it, y'all done talked me into some $600 shot that I never even needed. But like I said, so somebody paid for a tummy tuck and I still got all of this. So regardless if I got this opening or not, what's up with all of this bulge? Like, you know what I mean? All of this bulge and hang. If somebody gonna get a tummy tuck, that should be tucked flat, all of that, right? Like, I just effed myself up. Well, he effed me up. Just all over the board. Like, this is just a whole disaster. Like, if I could just take back the hands of time, I would have never did none of this. I was better off just keeping my before. Because, like, what is this? What is it? Like, just wow. Like, why me? Yo, when I say your girl been tested for real. It really makes no sense. I can't even freaking explain it, because I feel like stuff just been a whirlwind since getting my procedure. But I'm here. I'm blessed to be here, and I know that things, took a turn, but God got me at the end of the day. And it's not just about saying I'm a good person, I try, and this and that thing. You know what I mean? It's about actually living it. You know what I mean? Like, everything that not that I don't do. I do the things I do, and I am who I am because that's who I am. And I just try my best to live right. That don't mean I'm perfect. That don't mean I know it all. But it's like I know how to, right my wrongs and try to fix things, and just do right by people in general. That's why everything continuously comes back to me tenfold. Even when we stressed out in the moment, of course it's hard in the moment when you're dealing with this stuff, emotionally, physically, mentally, financially, when you're dealing with everything just all at once, and it's like, like I said, you got everything around you truly being tested. My God. But I know that God got a bigger purpose for me. I know that he got a bigger purpose for me, whether it's this whole process is just strengthening me in so many ways that I don't even, I didn't even understand at first. But it's like, whoa. So as some of you may know, like, I've been, on my weight loss journey just for a couple years, and it's a journey because it's a continuous process. It's a continuous journey, and it's not an overnight thing. As women, our weight is going to fluctuate, whole 9 yards. So I got my tummy tuck on January 2nd. This year. I had actually got sick right before my tummy tuck. So the week of Christmas, like the weekend of Christmas, I think everybody was getting sick around that time. So the week of, like right before Christmas, I was 165, and then I got sick and couldn't really eat or do nothing, and I had lost 10 pounds before even going to the doctor. Not even, wasn't trying, but it just couldn't eat. Didn't have the strength to eat and all of that. And then now that, I got my procedure and different things like that. So my current weight right now is 145. So, you know, I'm happy about that. But so like I said, I got my tummy tuck on January 2nd. And at the beginning of it, like, I mean, I've showed in my other video and everything, my virtual consultation on March 3rd. No, I'm sorry. Let me back up. I think I made a mistake and said I got my surgery January 2nd, 2023. It was this year, 2024. But I had sent them my pictures and did a virtual consultation and all of that on March 3rd, 2023. Now, originally, my surgery was going to be in July 2020, last summer, and it just wasn't a good time for me at work or whatever the case may be or whatever I had going on in my life. So I pushed it out to January, figuring, you know, I knew I was going to need a break at the end of the year after working so hard the whole year. I knew, and my birthday is January 12th. It's like, why not end the year and start the year, you know, with a break and just this as a birthday gift to myself. You know, with my process having to sit down and having to be out of work, you know, maybe God is telling me this is my time to just focus on my online business, which I haven't been really able to do. But anywho, so like I said, I sent them my stuff March 3rd, and what I don't like is that because my surgery was on January 2nd, but because the holiday was the day before, I had to do my post-op on the same day. So I really don't like the fact that, like, even if it was, you know, even if it wasn't on the same day, the post-op wouldn't have happened far in advance of the surgery. So I just felt like on my end, I feel like when you send pictures of your body and do the virtual consultation with somebody, at that point, they know what your body looks like, or enough about it where I feel like they should have told me, you know, you're going to have to get, you know, a T type incision. So originally, you know, most people when they get a tummy tuck, you know, you just get cut at the bottom. You just get cut straight across. But for what, even though I feel like I still don't quite understand, I'm just trusting a professional at the time, you know. So I feel like I still don't quite understand what was their exact reasoning for having to give me. So I end up having to get a T-cut shape from my, you know, my lower stomach up to my belly button. But I've seen plenty of women that are small. You know, he gave me the impression that, you know, I had ended up losing. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Gave me the impression that I had ended up losing too much weight. So I didn't have enough like fupa or like flab at the bottom for him to remove. So that was the specific type of way that he ended up having to cut me for my particular situation. But although, like I said, I've seen plenty of women that were smaller than me, you know what I mean, and didn't have to get that type of cut. And I didn't want to, not that I spoke, not that, you know, I don't have that spirit or even want to even think like that, or as if I deserved any of this. But I kept saying, you know, of course you're working yourself up for the surgery or whatever. I kept saying I done birthed 3 kids via C-section, and my C-section scar was immaculate. Anytime I birthed a new baby, you know, the doctor would say, you know, your C-section scar, you know, it looks really really good, you know, all of those things. So my fear with the surgery, or, you know, or my concern, shall I say, was I didn't want to end up having a scar, you know what I mean, or be worse off than me birthing my prized possession. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it really worth it type of deal? So anywho, whatever the case may be, so because of the type of incision that I had, which was like a T-shape, you know, T-shape incision, sometimes with certain people, and especially, you know, in certain situations, especially with black women, for whatever the case may be, or I don't know if he pulled too tight, but the blood circulation couldn't quite, it wasn't, I didn't have a good blood circulation in that area. So I had bruising from the start, from the day one. But I'm figuring, you know, that's natural bruising, that'll go away. But like I stated, every day it just started getting worse. But the dark area started to get worse by the day. So it ended up becoming necrotic tissue, which is dead tissue. So, and you see in my other video, that triangle shaped black part, that was necrotic tissue. So fast forward to January 22nd, I ended up having to get that removed, and because because that tissue right there was dead, it wasn't able to heal and close. So it was actually opening up by the day. Your car's just opening up. That's crazy. So, like I said in my other video, you know, I was bleeding for like, you know, out my incision area a little bit for like, I ain't gonna say the amount of blood was a little bit, but I'm saying I can't even say. So it had to be between 4 to 6 days that I was just, you know, bleeding out my incision area. And, you know, I would go to the emergency room in my area, to try. I went at least 4 times, you know, to get some type of help, you know. And I understand for, you know, that they didn't want to touch me because it was somebody else's work, but it's like somebody's in front of you, you looking at my stomach open by the second, literally was holding on by the thread that was, you know, the suture inside my stomach. So it was just because the tissue was dead, it wasn't able to heal closed, and it kept opening up. So, and if we didn't handle it and get that fixed, it was going to completely start to open up more and more by the day. So fast forward January 22nd, I ended up having to get a procedure to get that removed. So they had to completely remove the whole dark area, which was the dead tissue and anything underneath of it, so that it didn't get worse, and that I didn't get an infection or anything. So now I currently have a triangle size hole about this big in my lower stomach, and you can see down to my muscle. And I know that when we get surgery, you know, they say these things can happen and all of that, for whatever the case may be, but the principle is it happened and that I'm dealing with it. So it's just been very, very challenging, So I've still been taking it light. I did go see my primary care doctor this past Monday, and I think it was even beyond his pay grade or things that he's seen. I love my PCP. He's amazing. And it's crazy though, because I love bragging on the fact that he's under 30. But he's really bomb. Like, he really is about your health, your care, your concerns, you know, all of those things. But like, if you know, my surgeon was like, you can go back to work in 2 weeks, you know, as long as you're not on no medications or anything like that. But it's like my PCP, my primary doctor was like, nah, you're gonna need at least another month. So mind you, I have already been out of work since December 29th, and you know, so I've been out since December 29th. I'm thinking I'm going back, you know, the first week of February. So he was like, you need to be out another month. And I know that my health is more important. So I'm just, you know, just like I said, when you're in it and you're just trying to hustle and bustle and get things done. But for now, this is what it is. So it's just like, at the end of the day, I'm the one who got to keep the roof over our heads and keep things flowing. I'm a hairstylist. We don't have benefits. You know, we don't get a bunch of perks as the regular worker people. Yeah, the money is good and it's good fast money, but at the end of the day, it's like we don't have no security in what we do. We really don't. And I just want to say, like, from the bottom of my heart, the way that my village has been coming through, the way that, you know, just my peers and people that I don't even recognize or didn't realize was even paying attention to me have been truly, truly blessing me, and I cannot thank God enough. Like, for whatever is poured onto y'all heart, and y'all have poured into us and my family, you know, in our time of need, you know what I mean? Just, I truly appreciate it all, whether it be you praying for me, people bring up our waters and food, you know, monetary gifts, just all of it. Like, I love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Y'all don't think y'all understand. But I just got back from New York. It's been a lot of back and forth. It's been a lot of back and forth. Originally, my surgeon was in Baltimore, and after the summertime, he had transferred to Brooklyn, New York, so which is 2.5 hours away from here. So, like I said, I've had, my, another mother figure, take me to my second procedure, and I'm so grateful for her. She was able to rearrange her schedule and whatever the case may be to make it work, and I truly appreciate her. Stay with me. My girlfriend took me back, to go see the surgeon one time when I needed to see him, but so today I had to just I thugged it out and went up there, but I needed it. I needed that drive to just take the time to just think, to just vibe out, listen to music, pray, just all of it. But I have truly, not just because my back was against the wall, but just because my faith was being tested. My faith was constantly being tested throughout this journey. But it's like, and I appreciate my cousin. Like, my cousin has truly just been, just being able to, pour into me spiritually, just keeping me level-headed. And she's more assertive and aggressive. Well, she's more aggressive than I am. So she making sure I stay on top of people, because she know I can be passive and sweet, or don't want to, want this person, whatever the case may be. So she like, no, you better express all that emotion to that doctor. You better tell him. And I'm like, because it's like I said, it's been a lot of the back and forth. So not only, you think, I'm thinking I saved up just amount, had it all mapped out, thinking I saved up, everything, but, then things happen. So we're here. But, so like I said, I did write some notes just so I'm not missing any points. So my surgery was $5,800. I had paid my deposit when I did my consult and everything in March. My deposit was $570. My procedure was $5,800. What else? I'm trying to think. Make sure I cover everything for y'all. So yeah, just having to pay, for the hotel stay, anytime myself or anybody came with me, I made sure I paid for the stay. Unfortunately, recovery houses are illegal in New York. I didn't know until after that. I was scammed out of $200. My $200 deposit. So, of course, it's like when you get surgery, it's so much easier to just have like a recovery house, because at a recovery house, you have, 24/7 nurses that care for you and help take care of you, make your meals, pick your medications up, prep your food, and just care for you. So it's like if you could just pay one whop and have all of that done for you, it's such it relieves so much. So in my case, because he was no longer in Baltimore like I had originally planned, I had a curveball. Was like things had changed, but I really wanted this doctor to do my work. And I'm not to say that, my results itself, I can't speak for them yet. Like, I'm still healing. I'm still, my shape is there. Definitely my shape is there. But it's just like the fact that I'm just still dealing with this whole process of having this curveball thrown at me. So, and it's like I was beating myself up. Like, I just, and I still I still have my moments of doing that. I was doing it today. Like, I just should have never got this done. I should have never got this done. I should have just kept my regular body. I'm like, y'all know me. Or if you don't know me, you can get enough about me. I ain't trying to be no vixen. I don't need no big dumb butt. I ain't even get nothing done on my butt or nothing. I just wanted to get the excess skin removed off of my stomach. After losing, 50 pounds, and, even if you're working out, eating right, or doing whatever you got to do, having that excess skin, I wanted that removed. I wanted that to be the final part of closing that chapter for me, because I feel like I ain't going back. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna I loved and appreciated the plus size me. I always wore my weight and my confidence well, but this is who I am, the new me, my new body. So I'm just trying to do what's best for the new me and live in this new body. So, and I know a lot of people was under the assumption that I had a gastric bypass, gastric sleeve. I'm like, first of all, why do I gotta explain any of that? But I am transparent enough that y'all should know if I had that, I would have told y'all. But I guess it's just hard for some people to believe because maybe it's hard for them to achieve. But I've said time after time, like, you know, just being discouraged or whatever the case may be, or just not having it, I just finally said, F it, I'm going to do it on my own. So after I had lost like 45 pounds, I did get my lipo first. And my lipo doctor was amazing. I went to Dr. Lawrence Chang in Newark, Delaware. His bedside manner, his honesty, I love that. When I went into it, he gave me the ifs, ands, and buts. You know, if you want to look like this, you know, I could do, you know, I could do the high volume, you know, the high volume lipo and get you small. And he got me right. He got me right. Like, pictures, you know, how I was before I had even went to him. So I had all my weight down. Everywhere else, you know, it was, you know, I had already got down to, I had got down to 165 before I went to him. I had got down to like 165 before I went to him, like, and then and I just had like that huge area of hang from being, you know, I think my heaviest weight was 230. And I used to plateau 230 or 235 with child. But without a child, my regular size or the heaviest I was 215. So then when I started my journey, I was 200 pounds.
Everybody say they started from the bottom. Show me the bottom then. Show me where you started from. But this what the bottom look like for me. I remember getting laughed at. Now this shit ain't funny no more. It's crazy how life works.
And I think it probably took me about like a good year and a half to get it down to where I needed to be. And then, like I said, then I got my lipo. And I always, you know, we hear girls that will get their tummy tuck first. Like, I should have got lipo first. I should have got lipo. And I'm kind of glad, like, I did, because even before I even officially got my tummy tuck, like, I was, you know, I was happy with my results from Chang. I don't regret it. None of that. Had no problems. So, like I said, but this was still on the agenda anyway. I just had to do it in a certain order. But it's really it's a lot. Like, you know what I mean, when you've already, you know, deal with, you know, anxiety, and then on top of going through, you know, all of this, it can take a toll on you. I feel like every doctor's appointment, I don't mind and I don't care and I don't hold back. I will break down crying because it's like, and they understand. They be like, you good. Like, this is a lot for you. You know what I mean? You're dealing with a lot. Like, even before this, I deal with a lot, being a mother, being a businesswoman, you know, running so many different platforms, and it's just me. So, you know what I mean? I know it's a part of the job, but don't mean it's not a lot. And when I tell you, this 2024 has also been a year of revealing people's true colors, true characters, whatever it is. So it's like I said, God is making a way in every way. Even if I don't see it, He clearing, you know what I mean? Now, there's been a devil's work, the actions and things behind the mess. It's been a devil's work, but God got a bigger plan for me. He got a bigger plan. He's clearing house for the people that are meant to be in my life in this new journey that I'm on. And that goes for, you know, family as well. That goes for family as well. Just because y'all share blood don't mean that they're meant to go on this journey with you, and y'all just on different paths. Y'all can just strictly be on different paths. You're not obligated to those people. You're not obligated to have those people in your space, especially if it's not good for your mental, you know, all of it. I'm the narrator, you know, you're the narrator of your story. Get rid of people, take out chapters, add this, get rid of that wherever you see fit. And if I don't see fit for certain things and certain people in my life, that's what it is. Because at the end of the day, I have to be able to be mentally strong, physically strong, and emotionally, like all of it. Not only for myself, but for my 3 children. And it's not fair to them. You know what I mean? It's not fair to myself. It's not fair to them. But I know that in the end, God got a plan for me. Like I said. And I appreciate everybody that sees, even when I was feeling, having my moments of discouragement, boy. Having my moments of discouragement, it's like, ooh. Like yesterday, I went to go to my wound doctor. They had refused to start the process, and so I saw my surgeon again in person. But I'm like, I have his cell phone number. We're in communication now. I can FaceTime him. He can send y'all over a written copy, but they, for some reason, not like, how was y'all gonna know anyway? But for whatever reason, they wanted me to see him in person. So I went to see him in person earlier. I am on my way, a little bit behind time, but I'm on my way back to New York to the surgeon because I went to my wound care doctor yesterday, and unfortunately, nobody, which I understand, because it's like, God forbid something goes wrong. It's like, you're his responsibility. He did this to you. He needs to see you. He needs to fix it. You know what I mean? So they won't even start my wound care, my wound vac treatment until I see him again for a follow-up. It's like the, doctors down here just feel like, of course my doctor always states, you can come back as much as you want, we'll care for you as much as you want, but the reality is you're 2.5 hours away from me, and it's just not feasible in plenty of ways for me to keep driving 2.5 hours for a 20-minute appointment. So hopefully this is just my last one with him, and I can continue with my care down here in Delaware. Yesterday was just so emotional. Not that I was hoping to come out with the doctor saying like, oh, this is, you can return. Like, if it was up to the surgeon, I would be able to return to work this upcoming Monday. But it's like, if it was up to my primary care doctor, the wound care doctor, it's like, no, it's not safe, because if you strain it and doing too much too fast, you can cause yourself to get a hernia, which will cause further problems. So it's like, I get it. I'm just so over this whole thing. I just wish I would have never did none of it. Like, it's a shame. Like, I treat myself and just want to feel better about myself in whatever way. Like, this is just an unfortunate situation. But I've already been out of work since December 29th, and then got to be out another month. And with my career, if I don't work, I don't get paid. Stylists, we don't have benefits. You know what I mean? We don't have, a lot of leverage that working people have. Yeah, the money is good, but things like this happen, we're not covered. I'm just so over all of it. I'm emotionally drained, mentally drained. It's just like relationships is just breaking left and right. And it's like, it ain't like to put the blame on anybody. It's just the year of the reveal. It's just what it is, I guess. But yeah, I'll catch up with y'all.
Yeah, we actually been thinking about.
Surgeon, he's like, you can come see me as much as possible, but it's like, in the reality of it, I need a certain type of care. He's a surgeon, but he's not a wound care specialist. I'm gonna end up needing a wound vac on my opening that's on my stomach to help heal the process a little bit faster. But the process of my stomach completely closing and my muscles closing and all of that can take 6 months to a year, unfortunately. And he talked about going in, and if I didn't, he was like, I feel like you'll be fine. He was like, I feel like you'll be fine once it heals and everything, but if you feel like you're not satisfied with the scar or whatever the case may be, I'll go back in and revise it. I'm good. I done went through way too much already. It ain't about nothing to get a tattoo over it. I don't care about no telltale sign. Like I said, I'm a transparent person. I'm already on here telling my own. Like, I don't really care about none of that. Like, I don't wish to go back in and do it again. I'm cool off surgeries. I did everything that I said I was going to do, and this was way too much in general, and things took a turn. So yeah, like I said, when this is all over and I'm properly healed, we would have a girls, they go get tattoos, whatever the case may be. But I'm cool off the surgery. But I go to my wound care doctor this upcoming Tuesday to get my wound vac treatment started. I'll need ongoing care for a little while. I can't say how long. I'll need those treatments, and if I'll need to go back and forth to the doctor, or if I'll be having a nurse. I don't think I'll need a nurse come here or anything, because I'm mobile and able to start doing more in driving and stuff like that. This was my first day really driving, for real, since my surgery, which was, you know, the first of the year. So this was my first day really driving, but I'll just have to go back and forth to the doctors. So I was sitting there, you know, in my bag and getting emotional and crying and so much yesterday when I found that, you know, like I said, I couldn't go back to work as planned. My February books was already, you know, filled. You know, but I know that, like I said, if you my client and they my clients that really genuinely care about me, you're going to get some where it's just like, you know, it's a stylist. They're going to find another stylist. But, you know, the ones that really care about my health and my well-being, they like, you know, just get better. Don't rush it. And I can't rush it. I can't rush it, because I know with me, once I'm in, I'm all in. It's no in between. So I'll be gonna start going hard, trying to make up for the time that I lost, and I'm working long hours, and it's like, and I'll be done overdid it. And my doctor was like, my primary care doctor was like, you know, I don't want you to end up getting a hernia in that opening or anything from straining too much. But again, the surgeon was like, you can go to work in 2 weeks if you need to. No, it's like, I would rather listen to these doctors at this point, my primary care doctor, my wound care doctor, and what their suggestions are, because they are looking at matters in a different way. So it's like, you deal with surgeries and, you know, cosmetic things and plastic surgeries. You don't deal with, you know, like I said, the real life risk of, you know, or wounds or different things like this, unfortunately. So yeah, so like I said, I start my process on Tuesday, and that's just going to be what my journey is for a while. So I definitely feel very confident that I'll be able to return back to work March 1st. And we're going to get things rolling from there. Like, you know what I mean? But at this time, I just need to take this time to just, you know, properly heal and just do things in the order of what it needs to be done. God gonna continue to make a way for me, you know, financially, and that will be okay. You know, I know that was just a big cloud over my head, but He's already been paving the way and making a way, just like I said, by people just sowing into my life and just knowing that, you know what I'm going through, or just all of it. So like I said, I just appreciate everybody, their words, their support, whole 9 yards. It doesn't go unnoticed. And like I said, I can't wait to just be able to, you know, return it back to y'all. I'm sorry, this ice water is so good. But yeah, so like I said, but I've had a long day. I don't know if my eyes look tired, but Mama need a nap before the kids come home. But I will continue to keep y'all posted, and thank you for your love, prayers, support, encouragement, and everything else.